Hi guys, welcome to the last episode of MSc Diaries with me, your host, Janelle. That feels weird to say. Um, as promised, updating you to say I submitted my dissertation. I have officially finished my master's. I say officially finished. I've finished my part of my master's. My dissertation is going to be graded. They say, we will find out in 17 days. So, 22nd, 29th, 30, the 9th of October. 9th, 10th of October, we will get our grades, supposedly. I don't know if that's going to be accurate because we definitely didn't get our grades for our group project until mid-August. And yeah, that was like 20 days. And in reality, it was like mid-August, 27, 30. It was like 40 days for us to get our grades. So yeah, now we wait. We wait for our dissertation grade to come in, and then wait for dissertation grades to come in. Then we wait for to decide the board to award our our final grade. And then that's it. Then it's graduation, and then it's master's done, officially done. I'd say this was supposed to be a video that I did on Monday. However, I was exhausted. I was so tired. I was, as you can tell, I'm tired now. I was like falling asleep while trying to finish my assignment. So it became really difficult. And then, because I think like back to back late nights where like I only allowed myself a maximum of 5 hours of sleep. And I'm gonna be honest, a master's requires a lot of brain power. Like it took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me. And now I think my body's trying to recoup and replenish. And I don't want to say I'm struggling. I feel like I've got some sort of headache now, but I think that's because I fell asleep with my dehumidifier on. And obviously dehumidifier pulls all the moisture out of the air. So I'm feeling groggy. I think that's the best way to describe it. I've completed a master's. This journey has taken me 9 years. From my grandfather passing away, so doing my first master's, or attempting my first attempt, my grandfather passing away, failing, getting diagnosed with ADD and dyslexia and dyscalculia, failing again, dropping out, pandemic, unemployment, working, stress, working, redundancy, traveling, unemployment, to now be here, it feels very, very surreal. And like a lot of my friends have been like, how do you feel? And I'm gonna be honest, it hasn't really sunk in yet that I've done this thing by myself and I've done it, if that makes sense. Because with undergrad, it very much, for me anyway, it very much was like the expectation is you go to university. Well, I'm a millennial. We were all told to go to university, get a degree, right? So for me, the expectation was go to university, get a degree. Because my parents were very big on education, right? So I went to university. Whilst at university, the financial crash happened. Basically, all hopes and dreams that I had were dashed out the window. Like, for example, I had applied to do an internship with Bank of America, and it would have meant going to New York to work. And the financial crash happened and my application basically disappeared overnight, and that was no longer an option that was available to me. And then I graduated into one of the worst job markets where I was struggling to get a part-time job in retail or a supermarket because I was fighting with adults who had years of experience who had lost their jobs. And then like the same similar thing happened in COVID, where obviously COVID happened and a lot of jobs disappeared. And to have survived all of that, it's a different beast to decide that you want to study a master's and going to study a master's and actually like achieving it. It's something completely different. So I think the expectation of doing it as an 18-year-old. If it was up to me, I was gonna say, if it was up to me, would I have gone to university when I did the first time around? And in all honesty, I think I want to say no, but at the same time, it was the best thing for me. So yes. Doing it this time around, it was literally like not on a whim, but on a whim, where I started to ask myself, now that I'm doing these maths, so I was doing an hour of maths every day to challenge myself. Well, not every day, Monday to Friday, to challenge my brain and to grasp mathematical concepts. Because I felt like you're always going to use maths, right? Like someone was saying it the other day. Like I think a teacher was saying it, like, when we were younger, we'd be in maths class and we'd be like, oh, miss, we're never going to use this. And in actuality, we use maths and everything is mathematical. Literally everything is mathematical in some degree or concept. And a lot of things are built on mathematical premises, right? So me being in school, being quote unquote bad at maths because I'm undiagnosed and I have dyscalculia, and my brain understanding maths in a different way to it being taught, to then go and decide to challenge myself into doing maths, like practicing maths on a day-by-day basis. And then one day asking myself, okay, so what do I want to do with this? Like, what is my end goal here? And in the space of like a week of having this thought, coming across an advert for a master's program that had a full scholarship, and it was aimed at people that are not in tech and who are women, specifically Black women, it was specifically women, but extra specifically Black women, because there aren't a lot of women in tech, but there are even less black women in tech. And to apply and be accepted in a matter of hours is surreal. And I think I can't believe that that's what's happened. But at the same time, I can believe that that's what's happened, because knowing who I am and knowing how things work out for me, it very much is like, sometimes like when the thought happens, it's like how I often say it, it's like Usain Bolt, his surname being Bolt, running in the Beijing Olympics and winning 2 gold medals. But you see that second gold medal, as he is running, lightning strikes. That is what this is. It very much is like, it's meant to be. There's no way around it. There's no, like, I have to strike while the iron is hot. I'm not a person that can have a thought and then not follow through. I have to follow through. And something that I struggle with is, well, I don't necessarily struggle with it anymore, because a lot of my friends very much know, like, I'm not the person that you tell your plans to and then you sit on them. Because if you tell me you have a plan and I check in on you like a month later and you've done nothing with it, I don't ever want to hear about it. Like, time's going, time's ticking, where like it's happening, like life is happening right now, kind of thing. So yeah, all of this to say, thank you for being part of this journey. It has been a stressful year, but I'm glad that I took it upon myself to record these videos, even though they were a bit blotchy, spotchy in places. This was a way for me to capture this process for myself, so that I could look back at this to be like, look at what you've achieved, you know? I'm very much the archivist of my family. I have, like, there's so many things that I have that people are like, why do you have that? But I think, you know, being a Cancerian and being very nostalgic contributes to being an archivist of myself and my family. So this was a project that I decided to do for myself, and if it helped other people, then great. But ultimately, this was for me. So if you ever come across this, or if you ever came across this series and you watched it, you found it helpful, to be fair, like, I didn't talk about like any specific things, like what my course, I don't even think I talked about my course, what it entailed. It was just very much like what I was going through at the time, and like my thought process behind that. But if you ever found this helpful, thanks for watching. A lot of my friends have been asking me what's next. Is there a what's next? I haven't thought that far ahead, if I'm honest. There are, finishing my side quests. So, I have a lot of side quests, and like my side quests are artsy-fartsy projects that I've started and have not completed. So one of them is this bracelet that I created quite poorly using the wrong fabric, the wrong thread. I have the right thread. And I started making another one, but I couldn't remember how I did it, and then I did this wrong, so I need to start over. That was one of them. There's a toiletry bag. That's a side quest. There's a t-shirt. That's a side quest. So 3 side quests. I think those were all my side quests, if I'm honest. No, 3. The blanket that I'd never knitted, 4. And the dress that I didn't make, 5. So these are my side quests. I'm gonna add another side quest. If I'm unable to find a dress for my graduation, I'm going to make my own. I might document it. I might not. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for being with me these past 9 months. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And I guess for the last time in this series, bye.